Senator David Pocock.
Thank you, Acting Deputy President. I would like to thank Senator Lambie for highlighting this important issue for our defence community and for all Australians. Of course, here in Canberra there is a sizeable defence community, and we know that the demands on our defence community are increasing. We face uncertain times when it comes to geopolitics, and we face uncertain times when it comes to the impacts of climate change, which has meant that we've seen the ADF called up more and more frequently to assist with natural disasters. As a recent Defence Subcommittee report found, since 2019, the ADF has committed over 35,000 personnel from a workforce of approximately 62,000 in support of domestic disaster relief tasks. This is a huge effort, and we thank them for the work that they do in communities across the country. But in return, we need to look after defence. We know that Defence has an ambitious plan to grow its military and civilian permanent workforce to over 101,000 by 2040. How they achieve this in the face of a current trend where recruitment isn't keeping pace with separations is a massive challenge with no obvious answers. Army reports a separation rate of 13.2% in 2021-22, with the rates for Navy and Air Force hovering under 10%, as Senator Lambie has noted. So how do we keep them? The bill Senator Lambie and I introduced today, seeking to reverse the onus of proof for first responders when it comes to PTSD, is just one example. A similar presumption doesn't exist for veterans either. Wait times for veterans seeking support from DVA is at times frankly ridiculous, given what we're asking veterans to do, and then to sit and wait. As at the 30th September 2023, DVA was working on 53,601 claims and had 21,915 active claims not yet allocated to an officer for processing. These have been lodged by some 14,369 veterans. This is unacceptable. We have to do better than this. You can't tell me that this is not a deterrent for people looking to enlist or continue their service. Things like retention bonuses, as most recently announced in the last federal budget, aren't enough to solve the retention and recruitment crisis that we're facing. We have to do better to both value and recognise and then truly look after defence personnel. They put their lives on the line at times, but most of the time they're putting their body on the line. Training, staying ready, and when they have injuries, both physical and mental, our part of the bargain should be that we'll look after them. And we won't make them argue that even though they've been at war, that their PTSD comes from that. We need to do better as a country. If Defence wants to be an employer of choice, there is significant cultural change that will have to occur. And our response as a nation to things like climate change will have to be so much better to lessen the burden and challenge on the ADF. We're relying on them more and more, and in a time where we're seeing instability, the breaking down of the rules-based order in some instances, We cannot allow them to be spending too much time away from core defence
Thank you,
business.
Senator